Walking, they don't make a sound. I'm the flyest in the room, that's why you're nickel with me now. Damn, I got it on my own, that's why all these lows jealous. And they own their needs for money, cause these bitches think dependent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Episode 3. We getting this thing popping off. You know, the first episode we had the Joker. The second episode, you got to see the 3 of us. Now, we got 2 more artists. You get what I'm saying? We that excited. Not just 1, but 2 artists we're trying to bring you today. I'm going to introduce them in a second. But today, we're going to kind of freestyle the session. We're going to have a topic. We just want to talk about something important or whatever. But for right now, I want to introduce a special artist to you guys today. He used to go by the name of Vice. Tell him who you are.
Well, my name is Vice, aka Suhz8. So just depending on what role I'm playing, I play both. I am an artist, musician, singer, guitarist, producer, beat maker, a little bit of a mixing too. So I try to wear as many hats as possible.
Absolutely.
What's up?
Next we got
Maeva Fueg0, Fuego Supreme. I'm an artist, rapper, singer, songwriter, overall just music lover, and I'm excited to be here today.
what's the slogan?
Fuego!
There you go. There we go. You guys are familiar with this face. You probably know him by
You already
now.
know I'm the man behind the scene, handling the corporate side.
Ooh.
Coming A&R, King of Kasai in
King
the
of
building
Kasai.
right here.
You, sir?
Yeah.
And my name is Didy, Didy Mastamind, Legal Alien Studios, CEO, engineer, producer.
Dope. You guys know me already, Mr. Bantu. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to.
They already know your
Yeah, you know. But okay, before we get into the discussion today, fun fact, I just found that out today. Samuel L. Jackson bought a house in Gabon.
You're kidding me.
He moved to Gabon. He says he feels at home.
So he's
Wow.
French.
What is?
Wow.
Huh?
He's
He
French
he did
now?
the. I think it was the ancestral test.
Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah,
roots
yeah.
trace back to Gabon.
Yeah.
He bought a house there, and he says he feels at home. Like, what are your thoughts on most of
That
most
is
people? They're
amazing.
starting to go back, and
I mean, do you know how far? I mean, you probably don't know, but how far he's, how far his ancestral line goes.
if
back.
I'm not mistaken,
to, you know,
where's
what
my
it was.
phone? If I'm not mistaken, I don't know where my phone is, but it
Yeah.
said for those people that from Gabon, like the Joker, the
Yeah.
guy that we had last time. If I'm not mistaken, it said his ancestry comes from just a second, guys.
Probably 50%.
50%, right?
Because usually
50%?
gives each percentage. So
It's
you,
called-
you
it's
get
called-
the highest percentages and then you it's
Ah.
rented to your country or whatever it is.
His ancestors come from the Bengal tribe. So if you guys are from Gabon, the Bengal tribe, props to you guys.
Wow.
At least you have a brother that's willing to acknowledge where he's from,
Exactly.
going back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Well, at least you got my
Fun
cat.
fact.
Huh?
tongue.
fun fact.
Fun fact of the day.
Fun
It's
fact.
nice.
You
And
get what I'm
this is
saying?
I think that's pretty good though, because there's a huge thing now with all of this. I mean, not as far off as him, right? Because he's probably, that's what I was asking, because he's probably like, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 generations
Absolutely.
back, from
Absolutely.
like the last of his ancestors that was actually in Gabon. How far that goes, yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's a huge, now there's a lot of like people in the diaspora, going back to start like
Of course,
businesses,
of course.
real estate, all of these things, and all of them feel the exact same way. They feel like,
Absolutely.
life on the ground is a lot better than, being out here.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's interesting that, you also have celebrities following
Yes.
the same thing,
Yes.
That's,
That's
I
what's
think that's
up.
pretty cool.
Get hit, people. All right, so we're gonna get into. Well, we don't have a topic yet, but I want to introduce each and every one of these people. Sir, let me start with Mr. Vice, aka Suhz8. How do you even spell it? First of all, they gotta know.
So it's
Uh-huh.
SUHZ and then the number 8. So I mean, there's a lot of history with that.
Please
It's gone
explain.
through a few evolutions over the the years. But it's way back to high school, and the nickname I had in high school, which was Z. It just I was just
Z.
it was ZX Sparks. That's for whatever reason.
ZX
I didn't make it, man. I didn't make it. But after graduation, I was in the band briefly. I was in the band throughout high school. These are the guys that I made that kind of gave me my roots in music. So, we had that, and after graduation, we actually put out an album, which I actually was supposed to bring, but I forgot. Yeah, but we did put out an album after high school. And so, one of my closest, the guy with whom I originally started the band, he started calling me Suhz8. And so I was like, hey, I like the ring of that, because I always wanted to have my actual name in my artist name, because I didn't want to just make up something completely new. So he gave me that, and it had it was spelled differently back then, but later on, just for
So
stylization
your actual name
purposes.
is
My actual name is Su.
Su.
Yeah.
And then the 8
So
is...
I just added the Z. So
Z.
Z and the number 8
That's
behind
unique.
it.
That's
Suhz8.
dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's
Pretty
dope.
unique.
Maeva,
What's up?
talk to us.
Okay. Well, my name, Maeva Fueg0. My first name, actually I have two first names. It's Tapita Maeva. So as he said, I also thought the same way. I didn't want to completely change my name. I still wanted to have like a part of me in my stage name. And growing up, besides my family, usually like my friends, people in school usually just call me Tapita. Funny, because when I first came to the States, I thought Tapita sounded more American. And I wanted to fit in. I was in that stage
what
of
age
like
did you come?
like elementary school.
Elementary, okay.
Yeah, so I was in that like stage of, oh my god, I want everyone to like me. Like I want whatever is closest to sounding like everyone else. And at the time, I was like, okay, Tapita. And then it's so funny now growing up, everyone's like, why don't you use Maeva? Why don't you use Maeva? I'm like, really? Oh gosh. Okay, but yeah, so fuego is just the Spanish word for fire. And I like fire because I just feel like it's heat, and I feel like, that's why I produce in my music. I bring something different, and I just thought it just flowed. So
Fuego.
And you
Fuego.
definitely do that.
Of course, of
Thank
course.
you.
She's definitely dope. She's definitely dope.
Thank
Now, you guys have something in common that most people need to know. You guys are both from Cameroon.
237.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just found out that.
Huh?
I didn't know.
Both from Cameroon, huh?
Yes, sir.
237?
I just met
Now,
them.
most people they don't know Cameroon is separated by two sides, right?
Yeah.
The French colony
Yeah.
and then
English.
Yeah,
the
English.
English.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And which part are you from?
English.
English?
All day.
I'm from the French.
French.
Oh,
Okay.
we got both
Yeah,
sides.
exactly. So you get
Can you speak French?
for representation? Yes, I can.
Of course, of course, of
Definitely
course.
I can.
Uh-huh.
You want to say something?
Huh? Of course, say something. I might be the only one that don't speak French, but
Alright, bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Suhz8. So yeah, just a little something. I actually make music in French too.
Nice. Nope. What's fuego in
Oh,
French?
I didn't know that. Actually.
Le feu.
Eh?
Le feu.
Le feu. Like that?
Feu.
Feu.
Le feu.
Le feu.
Yeah.
You're
Like left foot. Like left foot.
Le feu.
Left foot.
Le
So
feu.
that means
It's
two
like
different
two
words.
separate words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's French can be confusing like that.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Sometimes.
When we were discussing earlier,
Yes.
we were talking about, doing shows, and you said you had plans for 2020.
Yeah.
What was your plans, in spite of COVID?
Yeah,
What was your
exactly.
plans? What did you have in mind as far as?
Honestly, my main thing this year was just I really wanted to be out there a little bit more because it's been a long run, right? Just we've talked about this a little bit before too, but it's just one of those things where you spend a lot of time, in your bedroom or whatever behind closed doors, trying to perfect your art, you keep learning, but there comes a time when you have to just call it and just be like, hey, this is it. I have done as much as I can behind the scenes. It's time to go out there and I'll improve in front of everybody else at that point, right? Because it's never going to be perfect. And, I've seen a lot of artists, that way. Even, my time in Texas, I worked with, I worked with a lot of different artists. And so that's one of the things that I picked up is that, you're always striving for this perfection and you're striving to like kind of know it all before you kind of put yourself out there, which, it will never happen because you're constantly learning, you're constantly growing, and you're constantly trying to be a better artist. So I feel like that's where I was coming from, and that's why this year my thing was just about playing more shows, being more out there, just facing the public a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Give us a step with a guitar, man.
Huh? Oh, yeah, give us something. Something you
Let him hear something.
Give us something.
We were actually working on
You know?
something. We were doing something really great.
Play some. Huh?
So
Tell a little story about it and then give him a...
yeah, so I mean,
So this is what you guys would have been seeing if he was out there, live shows and everything. So we're giving you something for free right now. You ain't got to pay for it. Go ahead.
So this is actually a song I released like I think last year, 2019 October. Yeah, so it's been about a year.
Okay.
So This is actually a song that's very important to me because it's the first time I actually started writing in French. You know, because and we, you know, just to sidetrack a little bit. You know, it's one I started running a little bit of a thing where I was, you know, kind of making songs for people, and you know, mixing their work. And so I got inspired from, you know, just the people that were coming in. You know, not because they were necessarily great, although I think they were talented. But you know, just one of the things where they opened up my mind to a different thing, you know, about how I could, you know, really expand, because that's the thing, you're always trying to grow as a musician, and so that's the goal. And so I felt inspired. So this was important to me because this was the first French song that I wrote.
Okay.
And you know, I kind of decided that is the thing I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's called Jum dans le Zen. And I actually like you guys to help me out a little bit. So just
What you want us to clap?
Yeah.
What you want us to be?
so just okay. So
Okay,
there's a part. It's like an echo. So I just want you guys to go. Jum dans le Zen. So,
June what?
Jum
June.
Jum
June,
dans
dans,
le
le,
Zen.
June
June
down.
dans,
June
dans
Jum
le.
dans le Zen. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
June down.
it goes a bit like this.
Okay.
J'ai peur de toi que les autres, ouais, c'est comme ça.
June dans le zen.
Okay, good. Alright.
We got it.
Alright.
Yo, we got that.
Hey.
We're gonna harmonize all this. Let's do this.
J'ai peur de toi que les autres, ouais, c'est comme ça.
June dans le zen.
Prends la vie des proches, mais que ça ne te vire pas.
June dans le zen.
Et puis sois de les critiques te gênent pas.
June dans le
Comme ça
zen.
que tu tombes dans le zen, non.
June dans le zen.
Yes, sir. Woo! Depuis qu'on grandit, ça devient évident.
June dans le zen.
On reste où on avance.
June dans le zen.
On formule nos principes. Définit la réussite. À chaque étape, on se doit l'avantage. Ça ne se donne pas. Investir tout ce qu'on a en soi, mille et une fois qu'à la fois, c'est le moindre des choses. Au quotidien, ça fait l'argent, mais de quelle façon tu vis de tes projets? Yeah. Décide si tu te dois. Oh yeah.
June dans le zen.
Nice.
That was a
Dope.
If you guys want concepts and everything, we're gonna make sure we make it happen.
Exactly.
All right, we don't want to waste any time. You know this man got talent, so we're gonna go to Miss Fuego. Miss Fuego, tell us a little briefly about yourself. Like, when did you start doing the music? When did the music bug finally hit you? It has to be that one record. You're probably in the kitchen, like, Mama, I want to be,
Okay.
Mm.
So it started definitely when I was young.
Okay.
I would say when I first came to the States, obviously because I came young, so before then I probably couldn't speak.
Of course.
But so I was always involved in choir. My mom, she was a Sunday we go to church
Everybody.
lady,
gotta go to
you
church,
guys
whether you
know.
like it or
So,
not. Mhm.
and I wanted to just kind of figure out a way for me that young to like enjoy church more, I guess. So that's when I started going into choir. So I started in like singing in church pretty much. And that's when my love for music kind of grew. As far as like rapping and all that didn't start
came
until a little
till
bit
later.
later. So R&B is like my first love. Just singing and just like the rawness of R&B has always been my first love. So that's kind of where I started. I started doing talent shows in elementary school. I remember my first talent show, I sang this song by Miley Cyrus. It's like The Climb. And I still remember to this day, only because it was like my first time in front of, singing in front of my friends
you
and
hit them
stuff.
high
And I
notes?
remember everyone was singing with me. It was just it was really
hit
cute.
them high
So
notes?
that's when I
Mm. So now, with the singing, you got that down pat. When did the rapping come about?
So I would say 2016, I would say. As like I was growing into my artistry, I was kind of always scared to put music out just because it was just really personal because I write everything. So I used to always think like, oh my gosh, if people hear
You
this,
heard that?
they're
She
gonna-
writes everything. Okay, go
they're
ahead.
gonna know that this is what I'm really thinking. So 2016, I started venturing out and kind of trying to perfect my craft. And that's when I was like, okay, well, I kind of want to try something new. I was always scared to rap because I thought my voice didn't fit, you know, but it just takes time to kind of know and have your own sound. So after that, that's when I was like, okay, if I can write, I can rap. So let me just try. So it's just all about trying. And
Describe
that's when it
your
started.
style, because me looking at from a fan's perspective, he has that it's like whispering, seductive type
Right.
of,
Oh, yeah.
I like her new single now. Like it's like you want to listen, but like, okay, this sounds.
That's what
dope.
got me excited.
You get what I'm saying?
The first time I heard her music,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, this girl, she sounds unique and she sounds dope.
She sounds dope.
This-
She's
I was
not
thinking-
all
there's
over the
something
place.
unique
It's
about
just
you.
right
I was
there.
like, where is
Like
she
you
from?
following the cadence and stuff like
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Huh?
My style, I would say, definitely diverse because obviously I grew up in like an African upbringing.
Okay.
So I've always lived around the DMV besides before I moved to the States. So I kind of have like a sound, like an ear for all kinds of music. And just more so my style is just whenever I hear a beat, I like to just take a moment, listen to it. And I don't like to do too much. It's like my personality.
Okay.
Like until I get to know you, I'm very like, you know, cool, calm, collected.
That's
Which is
your way.
okay.
Yeah, so like I
Approach
feel like you don't have to do too much to deliver. So I feel like, you know, just to get someone to listen to you is what's more important. I don't feel like I have to scream on a beat for me to be heard. So that's kind of like my style. Yeah.
That's cool. That's
So,
cool.
anybody has some questions that's like, Maeva, this is it? Huh?
Not necessarily.
You got something to.
I just,
What?
I mean,
Go ahead.
we've done a few studio
Oh yeah.
sessions here and there.
How was the sessions? Like the first session, the very first
The
session.
first session, it was kind of like we were playing because it was kind of a listening
Listening and
session
just vibing.
where she came in. She had to give us what she had. So I guess it was a time to impress. So she was there. Hey, listen to this track out here. And I'm like, oh, all right. But for me, I want to see you in action. I want you to get in the booth and do something. And I play a beat, you jump on it and do something. So she impressed me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, right now we're gonna take a break. Here's from our sponsors and everybody, and when we come back, we're gonna get right into the discussion. So the discussion, what we're gonna talk about is work life and music life. How do you balance the two? All right, we'll be back. Today's sponsorship is brought to you by FlexProAuto.com. They fix up makes and models at half the dealer's price. All you gotta do is call, text, email, and get an estimate today. If you're in the local DMV area, call 240-770-0356. FlexProAuto.com. Get 20% off when you mention Legal Alien Studios or with a flyer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Legal Alien Corner. As you guys can see, that was pretty much our sponsors. Now, I have to let you guys know that we are shooting these episodes in the DMV metropolitan area, so close to Washington, D.C. and everything. So, but the rest of you guys can see it in China, Japan, Africa, whichever. But for our sponsors, some of them going to be local and some of them going to be on the internet. So if you guys have anything that you guys want sponsored, holla at us in the description underneath and we'll get back to you. Anyways, going back to the topic we were talking about. We were talking about work life and the music life. How do you balance that? I am going to take it over to Mr. Didy Mastamind. Let's start with you, sir.
Work life, and music.
Music and work life.
It's
How do
been
you
a
balance?
roller coaster.
Mm.
So work is the one that's been funding my dream, and it hasn't been easy. Just like most people are in the industry know, if you have a dream, especially like the stuff that we do, like music, it's either you're all in or you're not in at all. If you take your time will be passing by. So I have sleepless nights. Sometimes I only sleep for a couple of hours. Why? Because I know what I want and I know what I'm trying to achieve. So yes, work is there, but the goal is to get to where I'm supposed to be, like with my passion.
And what is your day job, if you don't mind telling? You guys should know that these people,
I'm a banker
Okay.
by profession,
Mm-hmm.
but just like some people know, when I'm at my regular job, I don't talk about music. That's the funny part.
Mhm.
Some people don't even know that I do music. The few that found out, they go like, "You don't even look like someone who." Wait, what? You have a studio? I'm like, yeah. And then when I'm here at the studio, I'm guessing most of you just found out that I'm a banker.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I try to keep it like that because I don't want to mix the two. So yeah, that's pretty
Nice,
much.
nice.
what
All
I
right,
do, yeah.
Mr. Story. Oh yeah, King of Kasai.
Yeah, man, I'm from Congo, man. In Congo, mostly as African, parents believe in getting degrees and F the music and stuff like that. I breathe music, talk music, see music, dream music. That's me. I love music. I don't do music, but I'm very smart. I can tell if you're bullshitting in your music, and that's my job here. Um, so with that being said, with my job, how I combine with music, my job is not really strict on how on what I do. I can be in my office and listen to music all the time, and I'm running on what to say. I don't really have much comparison between my work life and music because I'm not really doing music as an artist. I'm more into the corporate side because I'm a very corporate type of guy. And in the studio, I'm the one who's doing the public relations side, and then he jumps in. You guys, technicals, practical stuff coming after I close the deals out there. So that's what I do. But I love music in general. I can tell if your music can take you somewhere or not. That's my job. I give you real critics. Some people get very sentimental about that. I don't sugarcoat. I tell you like it is. That's me.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. You guys are hearing it. These are regular people just like you and me.
Yep.
But they also have a second love, which is music. And they very much invest in it with Miss Fuego.
So outside of music, I actually went to school for beauty. So I went to an aesthetic school. It's in Virginia. I got my lash certification. So besides music, I'm like in the beauty industry, and I also work a 9 to 5. Obviously, I'm not gonna say where, but I'm like the office manager, supervisor, and like the guest theater host, all that stuff. So it's definitely been challenging to balance the two, I will say, only because also when you're doing everything yourself, it's like I pretty much manage myself, it's like it's a lot. It can become a lot, but I do have this understanding where I know realistically to start anything, a business, music, you need money.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes things that we don't really want to think about, but not everyone has someone that's just going to sit there and fund their whole lifestyle and invest in them. Sometimes you just have to start, with the basics. You have to start from scratch. So I have that understanding, and some days I don't want to go to work. I'd rather be in the studio because, as he said, time passes by and people always say you have to be 100%. And I'm like, it's not that easy. You do have to be realistic. So I do love my job still, so that's a good thing. I love what I do. So it's just kind of trying to figure out how to be able to do everything and not, slack when it comes to music, because the goal is obviously to be able to quit.
And adding to what she's saying the truth because I have people who are very passionate with being in the industry, but with no qualification. You need to have qualification. This thing, when it don't work, you have a backup plan. Yeah, so people you think it's just in a snap of a finger, you become a Hollywood star. No, it don't work like that, my friend. You need to have some kind of degree. She went to school. She's a rapper. She's getting already somewhere higher, but she got a backup plan if things don't work. He's a banker. There's a backup plan. So we all have the love of whatever we do, but we need to have some careers in case things don't work.
Right.
So
I can't be 60 years old, rapping about. There's certain things I'm just not gonna be able to do forever.
That's
and
if your
as
dentures
said-
don't fall
Yeah,
out.
my dentures don't fall out,
I hear you. That's very good. So you guys know, for all of you guys that's young, you want to chase your dream, always have a backup plan. Like King Kasai said, have a backup plan. If music is what you love, go in 100%, but just remember,
Exactly. Remember to
Suhz8.
remember to keep something in your back pocket. I mean, really, the main thing for me, I believe in more of like a work-life integration, because when you use the word balance, it's kind of like you're struggling to like make both worlds, like
Interesting.
align.
Mhm.
But I feel like both things, like whatever it is you do to make money and whatever it is you with the music, they should both coexist in the same space. I mean, it's definitely a difficult thing to do, and what I try to do is I make music every day. I do some form of music. Either I practice the guitar or I write a song or I record. I mean, I'm blessed because I have something in my space that lets me record and do my music at home. So I don't have to like go physically transport myself somewhere to do it. So that definitely helps, and especially with everything going on now, it's really the best time to be able to have like something at home, both in terms of your job and in terms of the music, because then you can just really be home all day and you would always have something to do.
Right.
So that's how I see it. So it's more of an integration thing. I mean, it's still a difficult thing because then when you do music, sometimes you just get caught up in the time, and you just writing and you just vibing, and the time passes you by. But I like to think of myself as I have episodes of like good inspiration. So it's like I go through these phases where I can write and I can make beats and I can do all these things, and then naturally after some time, I'm not gonna say the time, but after some time, I naturally like feel like, okay, now that I've done all of these, I've accumulated a good amount of material. It's time to look at the other side of things, right? So how do I put things out there? And obviously during that time, I'll be doing other things, just my actual job would still be in the way. And I love my job, by the way. I'm into tech. I do I do technology stuff. So either way, I think it's still something that I like equally. So I don't have much difficulty. It's not always been this way. I promise you. It's not always. It's been difficult as well. Like having the two things together.
Gotcha.
But I feel like I've been actively trying to work on it, and I'm kind of getting to a space where I can have both. Every day I can do both and still have make equal amounts of progress in both of those on both fronts.
Awesome. All right, so I don't know what time we have right now, but we're gonna kind of like wrap it up, getting closer to the end. But only one question, maybe two questions. We have 2 months left before year 2021. In these 2 months, what are your goals? What are you planning to do?
First thing is the compilation.
Compilation?
Legal Alien is working on a dope compilation. We're working for it.
Such artists as everybody is,
All these guys,
everybody's on
gonna
there.
be on it.
Yes, sir.
So we're looking at hopefully mid-December it has to drop. So 2021 has to start with a bang, fresh, with Legal Alien in your face every single day. So we want to be able to have our stuff out there, whereby you go on Instagram, on Facebook, the first thing you're seeing, oh, Legal Alien this, Legal Alien. That's our goal, and we're gonna do that. Yeah,
You, sir.
Yes, we're planning to have also some kind of concert, having all our artists perform. So I've been trying to get in touch with the director of what do we call that place?
It's a few different places. That
Few
we're
different
working
places
with.
we're working on, meeting with them, and it's not easy to reach out to these top guys.
Exactly.
You gotta be convincing, and you have to go through
That's where it
secretary,
comes
through
in.
this, that.
That's
So
where he comes in. Some of us,
Yeah.
he's good at that.
I've already been given their contacts. I'm still trying to formulate my French words into English. How I'm gonna know that. Before I can attack, I always sit down, prepare my speech.
Yeah.
I like to shoot and kill right away, meaning when I do the presentation, it's a knockout right away, convincing. So that's my strategy.
Yeah.
So I've already got their contacts, so I'm just preparing how we're going to do the
Sir.
What about you,
production.
Miss Fuego?
End of the year goals or just
There's 2 months left.
Well, she just dropped
There's
the
2
single.
months.
by
Oh
the way.
yeah, She dropped
I
the single.
did.
Give them a.
So I just dropped my new single. It's called BS. You can get it on all streaming platforms. There's a
probably gonna
music
be right
video
here.
for it too. So definitely check that out. My goals for the next 2 months, obviously, although everything is going by so fast, I definitely want to keep making as much music as I can. I do want to see if I can get an EP out before the end of the year, or maybe like 6 songs, just something to close out the year with, of course, and not just with music, but just my own goals, just being more healthy. You know, with all this stuff going on, you know, everything going on, I'm just trying to get back in the gym and just get healthier and eat better and just, I want to live as long as I can. So that's my goal.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm just gonna take it right from there because that's exactly how I've been feeling too. It's been a long journey. It's one of those things where you start going and then you stop and you start and you stop going to the gym. So it's one of those things where it's also in my plans to be healthier and stuff as I go along. Thankfully quarantine has kind of helped with that a little bit. I've been kind of getting in some better habits. You see, now I drink more water than juice. So that's a good start. So those kind of things. But on the professional side, I have a couple of singles I want to drop. Well, really one main single I want to drop before the end of the year, and next year I'm going to be working on 2 projects, which is going to be huge for me because the last project I put out was maybe in 2017. Yeah, so that was the last full body of work that I did. So I'm really excited about this ones, both of them. I'm hoping to have as many artists in the DMV involved as possible. So it's exciting. But in the meantime, I have my new song Think Back that I just dropped a couple of months ago. So check it out.
Think back.
Check it out.
And then there you have it, guys. We are coming to a close. A little bit about myself. I'm pretty much agreeing with what they say. And in the 2 months, we want to make things happen. We want to make sure 2020 ends good for us. And that's pretty much it. This is the episode of Legal Alien Corner, episode number 3. And thanks a lot for you guys tuning in. And make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And everybody that you want to meet here, all their Instagram handle is probably going to be right underneath what you see them and stuff like that. So for now, see you guys and God bless.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Fine girl from last time, that one we be the give bougie vibes. We just did connect for the first time today. The package no be joke squad, stay now every day. The matter too wild.
I would like to know you never told me that I'm a fool again. I thought I was like to know you never told me.
Oh, piccolo,
Oh yeah, let's go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.